Do I have everybody's attention now?
This is it, Josh! This is it!
Hello. That's my opening, by the way. Hello.
Damn, that's a terrible opening. Everybody,
It's a great opening.
Welcome to WrestlePoint. We are back for our Wednesday AEW discussion. Usually, if you watch us on ASAP, we usually do Raw and AEW, but we did AEW last night. I mean Raw last night. So
Watch.
Shut up, Tom. Yeah, so we can get right into it with the first thing that happened. I can't remember. This show felt very long for me.
Yeah, I remember. So first of all, I had to unfortunately miss most of the second hour, so I don't really have a full scope on this episode of Dynamite. But the very first thing that happened was literally they played CM Punk's music so that he can be in the booth on commentary. That was the first thing that happened.
Oh yeah. I'm not a fan of the 4-man commentary team. I feel like Tony Schiavone didn't need to be there, or Jim Ross, being honest.
Yeah. But anyway, so we very quickly get into the first match, which was Adam Cole making his in-ring debut against Frankie Kazarian. And I was actually like, I don't like that they're using Frankie Kazarian as enhancement talent because he is so good, but at the same time, it's a great role for him to be in because he was Christian Cage's in-ring debut in AEW, and they had a perfectly fine match because they're both really polished workers. It's the same thing here. We all know Adam Cole. Everyone in the world knows that Adam Cole is great, but I feel like not enough people know that Frankie Kazarian is great because of the way that he gets used. But this, it served the purpose that it was supposed to serve. Adam Cole, he got his first win. He, I guess you could say, looked fairly strong. It's my pet peeve in these kinds of things is this match like 12 minutes. That's just a pet peeve of mine. I think they're going to push Adam Cole, so why not get him over kind of strong? Like I'm not saying squash Frankie Kazarian, but like I think 12 minutes is a little too long. But that's just me. But this is a good match.
So like personally when it comes to wrestling squash matches, I say if the guy's a big man, he should be squashing. But if he's Adam Cole's size, yeah, I don't think there's too much squash that goes into a guy his size. I really enjoyed the match because we talk during the matches usually in chat, and when Eric said it was going too long, I was kind of surprised because I actually enjoyed the match, maybe because I'm just an Adam Cole fan, or it was good to me. It was a good match. Is Christopher Daniels like retired from wrestling or what? Because
he's in a backstage presence now.
Oh, because that's where I remember him and Frankie Kazarian when they were in a tag team together.
Yeah, I do want to defend myself really quick. So I didn't say it was going too long because the match wasn't good. The match was obviously really good. I think it went too long for what I think they were going for, what they wanted to accomplish, which was get Adam Cole a good, decisive first win and have him look strong. Like, again, I'm not saying squash Frankie Kazarian in less than 5 minutes. I'm saying like I think he should have handled him a little more than 12 minutes. I think like 7-8 minutes probably would have been great.
I also want to give AEW credit because I crap them all the time for it. I am so happy that we had 2 segments with members of the Elite, basically, with Omega and Adam Cole. We did not see the Young Bucks. We did not see Anderson and Gallows at all tonight. So
the Young Bucks weren't on the show at all.
No, I didn't see them.
Wow,
that's true.
I missed the whole second hour. I figured they'd be there somewhere.
The only person that came out with Kenny Omega was Don Callis, so it was it.
No Nakazawa either, which was disappointing. This match was good. I don't know why Eric, you complaining about a 12-minute match. I get, squash and all that stuff to make him look strong, but I feel like you don't necessarily have to squash somebody to look strong. That's just my opinion. I think either way, if you win a big battle, somebody who's credible, Frankie Kazarian is set up as a somewhat credible pro wrestler. In terms of like the universe of what AEW is, so Adam Cole getting a good win. It didn't seem like Frankie Kazarian was close to winning to me. So I think this is a good decisive win. I think this is something I would want to see because if you would have a 5-minute like Adam Cole match for his first match in AEW, a lot of people would feel pretty underwhelmed.
Of course.
So I feel like this is the right move they did.
Yeah, and again, I don't want him to have squashed Kazarian. I think 7 or 8 minutes probably would have gotten the same. I think it would have gotten the same point across as 12 minutes. And given like we talked about it before the call, it's only a 2-hour show, but there's so many segments in this show. Like they're trying to jam pack so much stuff in there. I think they could have done without. They could have taken 4 minutes off that match, gotten the same point across, and the match wouldn't have felt so like crammed.
No, I get that.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on. I don't remember if there was any sort of afterbirth on this. Oh yeah, there was. He cut a promo. Yeah. So here's my thing. The promo was great. Like Adam Cole's really good on the mic. My only complaint is I think the "Who's Ready for Story Time" with Adam Cole baby is kind of lame.
It is.
But other than that, I loved what he said. Like it's the same thing with last week. He put over the Elite and it was good. That's pretty much all I have to say. Good promo.
Yeah. So I had the same complaint, and you got to it before me. I hate the "Who's Ready for Story Time" with, and he really doesn't say anything interesting. Like I saved that for like the good moments where he has like stuff to say.
Yeah, he said it before every promo he's done so far.
So far, yeah, I know, and that was really bothering me. Was that a thing he did in like?
No clue. I don't remember.
I don't think so.
So I don't know why they're doing that. Because like he didn't do anything like that in NXT at all. So it's weird. It's also weird for me to see him not wearing an undisputed armband. It's just really weird to me. But he Adam Cole's great on the mic when he has things to say. Unfortunately, he just didn't have any really thing to say right now.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot. It echoes a lot through the show. We had a lot of promos, a lot of things setting up for next week.
I think this was a lot of an entertainment-based show. Like last
yes. It's a lot of setting up. It's a lot of setting up this week.
Yeah. So I'll move right along. So next we got a backstage interview like video package with the Lucha Brothers, and pretty much all this served was to introduce their next challengers as the Butcher and the Blade. And here's my only thing about this: they mentioned like why are the Butcher and the Blade the number one contenders? When was the last time they tagged together?
I have to look at the record. I don't know if they keep tag team records, like they keep track of those.
They do. I think they do.
They do. No, they do. They do because
if you go like on AEW's website on their like roster, there's like you can go to their individuals, but it shows you like singles record, tag record, trios record.
Let me see if I can. Find
we had when we had John Moxley and Eddie Kingston come out, their tag team record showed 5-1.
Okay,
my thing is I'm sure they've tagged together on YouTube, but I think they're failing to understand that they don't draw that much on YouTube. Like most of their people watch TV and not YouTube. So to the strictly television audience, the Butcher and the Blade being number one contenders is preposterous.
But the issue is that they're trying to boost numbers for Rampage any ways they can. Mm-hmm. Because after like the first 2 weeks of Rampage, the numbers have slowly died down, and that might have something to do with SmackDown being so good right now, but also that, and I'm actually getting my wish that I said a couple weeks ago. Rampage is going to be 2 hours next week. They announced that, so that's cool. Rampage should be good. They have a couple good matches. I think MJF's on Dynamite. There's some CM Punk has his first in-ring match on Rampage next week on TV. So
I mean, for me, Rampage always has something interesting. Like, there's not many Rampage's episodes thus far, but every time I remember, there was at least a match I want to see.
It's just tough. For as far as the ratings, it's really tough to sustain the ratings when the second episode of Rampage was CM Punk's return.
Plus, it's a tough time slot. It's a very tough time slot.
It's a tough time slot, and they set the bar really high. Like. With the second ever episode, like the first episode title change, the second one was CM Punk's debut. I'm not trying to like to shit on them. I'm just saying like that's kind of a justification for their numbers dropping, is because it's really hard to grow the numbers when what they did with their first 2 weeks.
I'd be more surprised if they would have sustained it, to be honest.
But it's also like the Lucha Bros aren't dropping the title. For me personally, it's hard for me to gain interest when I know the titles. There's no chance in the world that titles change.
But you can say that about a lot of titles.
It's different though, because
the big thing is they're against a team that I don't think anybody cares to see. Like obviously, if like we know whoever the Lucha Brothers were to face on Rampage, the Lucha Brothers were going to win. But if they were fighting a team like, if it was their rematch, if it was like the Young Bucks rematch, the Lucha Brothers are going to win, but you still want to watch the match because it's going to be good.
Yeah.
The Butcher and the Blade, nobody flips the channel hoping to see the Butcher and the Blade fight. They don't move the needle.
What happened to that other team that they wrestled FTR like 2 weeks ago?
Santino and Ortiz?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure
They're setting up. It's too early. They need to have like a small feud to like just to get some defending reigns. And I feel like that's why some attack team like 2.0 would be good for them, you know? Because 2.0.
I will get to 2.0 later.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, moving right along. The next thing we had a really quick backstage interview with Fuego del Sol with Sammy Guevara. This was so stupid. Literally, all it was there was Fuego del Sol who like bought a car, and he's like, I forget what he said, but it somehow like Sammy convinced him to challenge Miro for the TNT title, where if he loses, Miro can have his car. And like this might be the first ever in wrestling history title versus car match, and yeah, this was dumb. Because Miro's just because your car's on the line doesn't make
on Rampage this week. I'm pretty sure they announced a Rampage this week.
Oh, either way, they're having a match.
They need to give Miro a meaningful feud.
What happened to Sammy Guevara? I thought he was like a big deal.
I don't know.
I mean, he'd be the one feuding with Miro. What's setting up? Set up for feud with Miro. Hello?
You're good now, but
I don't understand.
So that segment happened. There's nothing to talk about there. It's just there's now a match happening where Miro's going to get, when Miro beats Fuego del Sol, he's going to get his car. So the next segment was an MJF in-ring promo. And so we talked about it a little bit in the chat. It did start off a little bit slow because MJF was doing the classic, just like shitting on the town. And I gotta say, I think I caught them say. Did they say, the announcers, that this is MJF's hometown? Like this was his homecoming?
Well, he's from Long Island. And they're in New Jersey. It's the same state.
Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, this is his homecoming, and his hometown crowd. He got his hometown crowd to boo him, and like. So obviously it starts off kind of the generic heel shitting on the hometown, but then he starts shitting on the Pillman family. He cuts a promo on Brian Pillman, and he looks up, Brian Pillman, let me talk to you. And then he's like, oh, wait, hold on. Then looks down, Brian Pillman, I need to talk to you. Dude, this guy's so good.
He says, who am I kidding?
He got the shut the fuck up chant, which I haven't heard in years. This guy, I said it in the chat, I think he's the only heel in the business that gets genuine heel heat, not like the Young Bucks would, not the Young Bucks, not like heels get when you just don't want to see them, like you're just like, I don't want to see you, like get away from me. He has like genuine heel, I want you to get your ass kicked heat. And I think it's so hard to do that in the modern era, and he does it so well. I loved this promo. This whole
I think the last person to even get close to that was Ciampa for a little bit before everybody started loving him again. Yeah. But I think it's also part of MJF is his character 24/7. On Twitter he is that. On interviews he is. He just. So I actually was the person that said I didn't like the promo to start out because I feel like it was generic stuff that like I really wasn't interested. But I did mark out when he looked up and then looked down.
That's when I put in the chat. That's when I was like, MJF is so fucking good.
Like the only thing that reminded me of it was the Randy Orton thing.
Immediately thought of that.
That was different because like Eddie just died like a couple.
That was a bit too much.
Yeah, that was a little too much. But he's great on the mic. I think Wardlow looked incredibly weak here. I'm not sure if you have another banner for when Pillman comes out or if this is it, but I think he looked very weak. Like the thing that doesn't make sense to me, like, yeah, how is Pillman supposed to know that MJF's going to say, Wardlow, go up there and meet him at the ring, and Pillman's on the other side of the ring, ready to attack? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
That's just sports. That's just the sport. That's the sports entertainment side of the business.
Yeah,
like as soon as MJF sent him out, like meet him at the stage, just like as soon as that happened, you knew that Pillman was going to come.
I think also ringside. Part of the story is Wardlow doesn't care anymore, like protecting MJF, because even MJF gets on Wardlow's nerves.
No, but MJF told him to go.
Yeah, he still will do what he says, but he does it very reluctantly.
They tease that a little bit when they first formed as a pair.
But last week, no, last week,
and that's going
last
to
week,
last week,
last week he did a
there
lot.
was none of that this week. There was none of that. I feel like almost.
Like they're going to go to Splitsville eventually for that reason. Like you can tell that they're playing up Wardlow's like I'm gonna do this because it's my job, but I also don't like MJF either, and that's going to drive the Wardlow face turn eventually. So that's all that.
I don't know if Wardlow's like good enough to go on a singles run. If I'm being honest,
I don't know about character wise, but in the ring, yes.
We'll see.
Alright.
Yeah. Anything else on this?
I don't want MJF in a feud with Brian Pillman Jr.
I don't know what else he was gonna do.
I mean, how many people do you have on a roster that you could put?
Okay, who would you?
I don't know.
I'm not saying I had the answer, but I feel like there's better people that are much higher rising stars.
I mean, I'm being biased because I really like Brian Pillman Jr. But I any excuse to get Brian Pillman Jr. on TV, I'm fine with it.
And I agree with you. Like having some exposure, having lose the feud. Like I think this is fine. Pillman is still young. Both are still young. You know, maybe this could be some long term booking 5 years ahead. Who knows?
Yeah, and this leads into the.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's how WWE.
I'm further not thinking about 5 years back.
This leads into the next segment, which was a Jim Ross sit down interview with Brian Pillman Jr. And I can never tell if I'm just being biased because I like Brian Pillman Jr. and I want him to get some sort of push. I really liked this interview. I'm sure since it's like some people probably aren't going to like it as much as I did, but I loved it because he said everything that he like. They're using the angle with Brian Pillman that they should, which is they're trying to capitalize. They're doing it really late, but they're trying to capitalize on the sympathy coming out of the Brian Pillman Dark Side of the Ring episode. They're finally starting to capitalize on that, and they're letting him tell his real life story of like his shitty upbringing and how he really has defied all the odds to be where he is today. So, and he hit on all the points, and I loved how he closed it. He's like, "You're not fighting a man. You're not going to be fighting a man. You're fighting a Pillman." Like I really loved it.
I think it was pretty good.
I hate Jim Ross. No. like AEW has so many more. What's Mark Henry doing? Have Mark Henry do that instead.
No, he's Rampage.
He's
Rampage exclusive. He's Rampage exclusive. Get it right, Cody.
God, Mark Henry would be better suited being a ring girl than.
Maybe he already is. Let's
so
move on.
So the next thing we had, so now that we're getting to this, we actually forgot to say something that happened in the Adam Cole promo. He did challenge he challenged Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian Cage to a 6-man tag with him and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next segment, which was a backstage interview with Jurassic Express. Oh God, I don't care. They've done nothing. Like Dom, I know you're gonna disagree with me. So let's just try. Let's save it. Let's save it.
Go ahead and take your take. Have your take. Is it a hot take?
I know. I'm kind of, but I'm gonna preface this by saying let's save the argument until after the show.
For this.
Yeah, let's save the argument for after the show. They've fucked Jungle Boy. They have fucked him. They've done nothing with when you think about it, they've done absolutely nothing with Jurassic Express since the promotion started. They've done nothing with them. They recycle them in the exact same spot nobody cares about. And Jungle Boy should not be talking. He is hard to listen to on the mic. That was brutal. I hated this. I hated this whole thing. I mean, to let everyone know what happened. Literally, was just a promo where they accept their challenge. But I hated it.
Okay, I'll say this. The promo part, I understand. I don't think he had much experience with promo. I think he'll get better at it the more he does it. I mean, that's the way you get better at it, doing something more and more. You know, you're not going to be good at basketball the first time you pick the ball up, you know. That's a good comparison. With the feuds, I understand where you come from, but, you know, the tag team situation is so, like, filled. It's hard for some of these tag teams to have some meaningful, like, stuff, you know, unless you're, like, feuding with a faction or something like that. I do think they'll do it right with him eventually, because the thing is, he's still so young. Same with MJF. They don't want to rush anything. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
They don't want to rush anything with these young guys. Okay. They don't want.
I can hear you too.
Okay, I'll just keep going. They don't want to rush anything with these young guys. I think right now they're not doing much with him, but I'm sure that they'll do something with him eventually. It's not over, it's not like, oh, if they don't do anything with him now, he's gonna leave, I think right now they're just gonna give him exposure so they can, once they have these meaningful and big like feuds with Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express and Luchasaurus, and I don't know if Marco Stunt will be part of it either too. They will feel more meaningful.
Okay. So, all right. I just don't want to hear an AEW.
Is this a hot take?
And it's not. I wouldn't consider it a hot take. I have hot takes later, but
I
wouldn't consider AEW. If AEW marks are in Twitter saying, "Oh my God, WWE is so obsessed with AEW, I don't ever want to hear it again." Christian Cage literally 3 different times in that interview mentioned WWE in some type of way. It is so fucking annoying. Like they did it 2 more times that night alone. Like I don't like you. I get your guys are in competition and stuff, but like I just don't understand why you have to constantly bring it up. Where like because M. Cole just wasn't in WWE, he was in ROH, he was all over the place. Like you have to bring it up every single week. There's something a WWE reference, and WWE usually doesn't bring up AEW. So like I just like feel like just worry about your own stuff right now. Like it's annoying to me. I know it's like a great personal grip of mine, but it's really annoying.
It doesn't bother me.
Of course it doesn't, because you're an AEW mark.
I'm not an AEW mark.
They know what's going to pop their fans, and that pops their fans. So I mean, it does bug me a little bit, but I don't have as much of a problem with it as you do.
Yeah.
I mean, but like Christian Cage did it 3 times in that interview alone.
That was okay. That was a little bit much. That was a little much.
Christian, you literally were there in this year in January. You all right, whatever. All right,
but anyway, so next we actually had a match. Yeah, we had a Dante Martin and Matt Sydal versus FTR. And so last time we saw Dante Martin, he was against Powerhouse Hobbs. I said this guy is a superstar, but that match didn't really work because they need someone to lead them. So they actually had someone in FTR that can lead them. I thought Dante Martin looked so good here. This was a good match as far as from an entertainment perspective. This was a really good match, really fun to watch. I think Dante Martin was the star of the match. He looked so good, and I guess that was the point that they were trying to get across, is they were trying to kind of highlight Dante Martin. My only problem with it is I don't know if that was the right move, because 2 weeks in a row we've kind of had the Tully Blanchard and FTR Tully Blanchard and Pinnacle type of deal with Sting and Darby. So I thought this was going to be set up for FTR to get a win, and then Tully cuts a promo on Sting and Darby. That didn't happen. And Matt Sydal and Dante Martin, as far as how they've been presented on TV, and enhancement talent. They don't win matches. And FTR are stars. So I think this match should not have been as competitive as it was for that reason. But I'm not going to take away from the entertainment value of it, because it was a very entertaining match. I just think Matt Sydal is a jobber in AEW. I don't think he's won a single match on TV. Dante Martin, I don't know if he's won a match on TV. FTR are absolute stars in a major faction. This should have been quicker. FTR shouldn't have struggled so much with enhancement talent.
I'll argue this real quick. If let's say it was a squash match, right? Can you hear me, by the way? Because apparently my connection is...
my audio's kind of in and out.
Okay. Anyways, the reason I like to argue that, imagine if it was a squash match, and we would see that over and over again, and we would be like, okay, when are they gonna have credible competition? Again, it's pro wrestling. I think and we talked about this before in our show. It's best to set up guys to have both parties or both sides looking stronger coming out. FTR looked stronger because they defeated 2 guys who looked really good, and Dante and Matt Sydal come out looking good because they were looking good in the match, even though they lost. So yes.
Sorry, keep going.
So yeah, go ahead, make your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was only going to say Matt, they've shown they have no plans for Matt Sydal, so I don't think it's necessarily important to make Matt Sydal look strong. However, I will say since there was no promo or angle after the match. I suppose it makes more sense that it was competitive. Since I was thinking that it was going to lead to like a Tully Blanchard promo, like talking shit. That's why I thought that it should have been shorter. But in hindsight,
Let's just
since
pick
nothing happened
conceptions.
after the match,
Let's
it's
just
a match
pick
for a match.
conceptions.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I haven't talked. So, why doesn't I don't understand why FTR was in this match at all? If I'm being completely honest, I feel like even what's the team that's fighting the Lucha Bros on Friday?
Butcher Blade.
I feel like you should put them in the match, have them win, give a little momentum. Why?
Wait, who? Say again?
Butcher and the Blade.
Against
the Blade.
Dante and Martin.
Against Dante and Seidel.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're building FTR to feud with the Lucha Bros. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
No, because the Lucha Bros FTR is going to be in a feud with Darby and Sting.
That actually might be Sean Spears, honestly.
I think it's more Sean Spears.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think they're setting up FTR.
Yeah, so I don't know. FTR is amazing. I don't think they should have been fighting Dante Martin and Evan Bourne.
I'll say that I think I do get what you're saying, that Butcher and the Blade, since they're having a title match on Rampage, should have probably gotten something out of this. I understand why. If the goal was to highlight Dante Martin, I understand why they use FTR, because FTR, when it comes to laying out a match, there's nobody in that company smarter than those guys. So this is probably, I don't think anyone could have gotten as much out of Dante
tag team
Martin.
match.
Yeah.
There was one sloppy move, but kind of by FTR. It was like they're on the apron and like what's Dash Wilder's name? Cash?
Dash is Dax, I think. No, that is Cash.
So Dante Martin was going for a springboard or something, and Cash was supposed to grab his foot, but he was so far away from him, he had to like crawl over, and Dante Martin was waiting for him to grab his foot. So
I want to say really quickly before we move on. So I keep saying FTR is the best tag team in the world because of the little things they do, and I've been meaning to say this for weeks, but I keep forgetting. So I want to make sure I get this in. They do one little thing that is so important, and I think so like. This little minute detail. No. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with following the rules. This is just it has everything to do with just smart tag team wrestling. You watch every time they tag in, the first thing they do is they get in between their opponent and his corner. They immediately cut off the opposing corner.
That's good.
Just a little again, like there's no.
I feel like I see the New Day do that a lot of times too.
Maybe I don't watch it matches. I can't.
Whatever.
The Unicorn Stampede.
I just want to say before we move on with the whole tag team title division, 2.0 should have been facing the Lucha Bros.
We'll get to 2.0 later because I have a lot of things to say about that.
Yeah, we still have a lot of segments.
All right,
this one can be quick because I only included it because I feel like we need to mention that it happened, but not necessarily discuss it too much. There was a Lance Archer, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to this. There was a Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki like backstage like video where they pretty much were like, "We're going to bring Suzuki-gun to AEW." Is that kind of all you guys got from that? Was there anything?
I feel like we can talk about that in the main event because
do that.
Yeah, well, it's very important that we get to this next segment because we're going to take up some time here. Malachi Black comes to the ring. I say I'm going to have a hot take about this.
This is going to be a Dom and Eric screaming match. So just
I think no.
I'm going to say this was.
Wait, it's a hot take.
I'm gonna skip the hot take. I'm just gonna say like what I think of the overall. I'm gonna say with just the overall segment. This was atrocious. This was atrocious presentation of Malachi Black. He has a huge match next week against Cody, and they just watered him down so much. They had I don't know what her name was, but the female judge on the talent show Cody judges is at ringside, and Malachi Black says like. In Malachi Black's like she's wearing the enemy colors because she's wearing like a Cody Rhodes jacket, I think. And they have this non-wrestler female. I'm not saying this in a sexist way, but a female bow up to the most dangerous person on the roster. Again, I'm not being sexist.
That's a bit much. The most dangerous person on the roster.
I mean, I would agree.
He's being presented as He's being presented as the most dangerous. You have a non-wrestling talent show judge. I'll skip the female part because I don't want to cause any controversy with that. But a non-wrestling talent show judge bows up to him and jumps him. She's not scared of him. Yeah, she's not scared of him. So why should anyone be afraid of Malachi Black if this chick's not afraid is not afraid of him to the point of not just getting face to face, jumping the railing to get face to face with him, but to jump him. That's absolutely so moronic. That's the stupidest. Hot take. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Oh wait. There it is. Hot take.
Stupidest thing.
Let me take the comment away. Go ahead, Eric.
That's all it is. Hot take. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
In ring backstage, and Stinger. Can I just say something? I agree with Eric 110% on this. But why is Cody coming up from like the rafters?
Also, Dom, I think really quick, Dom. I think I gave you a stupid banner. I meant to say in-ring. I think I meant to say in-ring segment. It looks like I said in-ring backstage.
You did.
My bad. What is he doing? What is he doing? Like all the way up there with the commoners. Cody Rhodes, an icon.
Okay, let me get my stuff out the way.
Also, one more thing. Okay. I cannot stand Brandy Rhodes. I've never watched anything Brandy Rhodes done except for those stupid commercials of that reality show, and she seems like the most annoying person in the world.
You know what, Eric? I kind of have to agree with you with this one. I know. I think they're doing a little bit disjustice to Malachi Black.
Oh, it's because it was Malachi Black and not CM Punk.
Okay. What is it? Okay, we're not gonna have this argument.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Okay. But yeah, he needs to win against Cody, or he's gonna look like a doofus. He's gonna look like a doofus.
I feel like they can't be that dumb to have Cody go over, but they've been dumb enough to put Cody over.
They did it to Bodie Lee. They did it to Mr. Bodie Lee.
This feels like the exact same.
It does. It is.
But they have to be. But this time they have the benefit of knowing that the fans are already starting to sour on Cody beating people that he should be putting over. So with that, if after the backlash he got for beating Anthony Ogogo, and the talks that are already happening of people saying Cody can't win this match, they can't be dumb enough to have him win this match.
I have a question, though. Let's say Malachi Black squashes Cody like he did last time. Do you think it will redeem the storyline?
Redeem? What do you mean redeem the storyline?
Like
the Brody Lee storyline?
No. This right now, because right now,
yes,
I mean, we don't like the direction that Malachi is going. Do you think it will redeem itself if he squashes, and I mean squashes Cody? Then I'll probably forgive this stupid. Let's say under 3 minutes a squash.
I'd forgive this. I'd forgive this nonsense.
Okay. It's not going to be a squash. I'll tell you
it won't be a squash. It'll be competitive.
He's the American Nightmare.
I'm just throwing out this proposition. But
maybe we should do. Hey! Since AEW Dynamite's so big and Rampage, maybe we should do like a little prediction special because there's a lot of matches on here.
I mean, if they have the full card, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, we could. And so I want to quickly because we haven't even gotten to the last part of the segment, which was a Cody and Malachi Black brawl. And I said this about the Bianca Belair Becky Lynch feud. People are already anticipating the match. You don't need them to touch right now, and they've went into a full-on brawl. That takes away so much of the anticipation of the match. I don't think anything productive happened in this segment. My hot take was going to be this was the most counterproductive segment in AEW history. But I'm sure in their earlier episodes when they were brand new, they did some dumber things. But I don't think anything productive happened.
I only argue like when you say like they touch each other, like going away from like the battle. Like what is he going away? Them throwing like hands? You never seen like two guys.
I honestly, that's the only thing I disagree kind of with Eric, just because they've already wrestled.
Like, what does it take away? It's not like they're hitting moves on each other. They're just like punching each other. Like, are you gonna anticipate how they punch each other? Like, I don't understand.
I'll say this. If Rhodes comes up in the Stardust attire, he should win the match.
No, my point is because he got squashed, you're expecting him to come out with fire, and coming out with fire is part of the anticipation of the match. Is as soon as the bell rings, Cody's on him. But now we've seen Cody taken away.
It doesn't take away his fire.
He's still going to. But since we just saw them brawl up and down the arena, it's not gonna hit as hard because
It just shows that they're like ready to like throw hands.
yeah, but whatever. I think you should say that for the match. But that's just me. Anyway,
disagreement.
Anyway, before we really start digressing from the review, let's get to something we can spend 2 seconds on. There's a package on the bunny. Next, then we had a backstage. Yeah. Okay. Raise your hand if you care about the Dark Order. I knew you would. Next.
Wait.
That's all I'll say.
Give me 30 seconds. I like the split up thing.
Wait.
No, you just
No, he's getting the timer up. He's getting the timer.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that under 30 seconds.
Alright.
Taking 30 seconds to set up 30 seconds, Cody. Yeah, could have been done by
3,
now.
2, 1, go.
So I do like the split up. You know, I do like the dissension and energy dynamic with Tai Conti. Tai Conti with energy. It's good to have a smaller feud going on in the women's division. I'm excited to see if they have a leader. They do need a leader. We have mentioned that. I don't know if they're gonna actually have like big matches on TV against each other. I think so. We'll see. Other than that, it was pretty harmless.
3, 2, 1.
See, it could have been done by
All
now,
right.
Cody. You didn't have to bring all the.
I just want to make one small.
Moving on to him.
No, let me go.
You could've
Small little
said-
comment. I just thought it was funny that the guy, I don't even know the guy's name. The guy entered the interview. He's like, "How rude is it to interrupt her while she's speaking?"
Alex Reynolds.
He did the same thing.
Reynolds.
It was stupid. Okay, move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so moving on to a segment that I can't wait for us to talk about, the Dan Lambert and the in-ring promo with Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky,
No.
and an American Top Team.
I don't like
This
that.
was so it was dumb. I said in the chat, it's like I'm enjoying Dan Lambert and I don't know why. Not because I thought he did a good job. I liked him and like it's just so he's trying to be badass. He's trying to sound like a badass, but he's so clearly just a dope. He looks like a guy that's just like going to his son's soccer game and just like found a microphone and started yelling at people. Like there's nothing intimidating. He's trying to intimidate people and there's nothing intimidating about him. So I watched this ironically and I thought it was hilarious. I don't think it was a good segment. It was a bad segment, but I was laughing so hard how dopey Dan Lambert.
I feel like if you
and
were to
fuck
join
Chris Jericho, I don't care about Chris Jericho.
Okay. We'll get into the Chris Jericho. I feel like if you were to join the pro wrestling business as a manager, I feel like this would be you, Eric.
Probably, because he did say some things that I genuinely agreed with.
It is weird because you know who I think this dude is, like who I compare him to?
We the people?
No. Oh, that's Zeb Coulter. Zeb Coulter's the man. He reminds me of so much of Jim Cornette.
Oh yeah. A lot
of Jim Cornette.
Oh yeah.
And like,
the statement when he talks about like he'll pay all this money to watch people like do flips and super kicks.
Yeah.
That's Jim Cornette. You know what I bet? No, now that you say that, I bet you that's on purpose because they know that AEW fans hate Jim Cornette because he talks nonstop shit about AEW. I bet you they're writing him like Jim Cornette to get him heat.
I think you're right. You might be right.
Like, who is this guy? They just pick a guy off the street and say, "Hey, you look like you can talk," and like he makes no sense 99% of the time. I'm like literally zero interested in this guy. The only reason I'm kind of interested is because it's funny how like not any sense he makes throughout the whole entire. He's like, "You guys like small guys," while he's standing next to like Scorpio Sky, who's not that big, and Ethan Page is like.
Ethan Page is a good size, but Scorpion.
They're both being heavily misused, and they don't. AEW doesn't get enough crap for that. Like WWE gets a lot of crap for not using their stars. Like these two guys should be main eventers or close to it, and they got nothing.
I mean, I'll give them that. They're being used. It's just being misused. You know, sometimes WWE just doesn't use them.
What's the last time they had a match? When's the last time one of them had a match?
Good point. Good point.
And Chris Jericho, the only good thing about Chris Jericho is his music.
Chris Jericho came out.
I don't know why he likes to show off his gut all of a sudden. Like he's not And then this is the other WWE reference they made when he said, I've been known to take out MMA fighters before, and they don't even mention Dan Lambert's dumbass doesn't even mention that he has like pro fighters behind him.
The Goldberg stuff was WCW. To be fair,
with Brock Lesnar too. He's talking about Brock Lesnar too.
No, and at least half of it was WCW stuff. So I'm just saying.
I think he was more referencing Brock Lesnar than
I know, but he was also referencing. I'm pretty sure he was. He can what?
So he's referencing both of the old guys that used to do UFC or MMA that just returned to WWE.
Hey, they're still pretty badass. I wouldn't want to fight them. I wouldn't want to fight them, especially Brock.
Didn't Junior Dos Santos beat Brock Lesnar, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know. I don't watch UFC.
I'm pretty sure he did, or he beat the guy that beat Brock Lesnar. One of the two. Because Cain Velasquez beat Brock Lesnar and all that.
They need to do something with Hager.
Hager looks like I don't know what he looks like, super skinny and like just like
he looks badass, to be honest.
Unhealthy. No, I didn't.
I actually kind of liked his look tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too. I don't like Fat Hager. No Fat Hager.
Jack Swagger.
Fat Swagger. We the people. That needs to be like a retrospective. Look Jack Swagger at some point.
And the Gut Wrench Bomb was a fucking sick move, and they don't do it anymore.
That's true. All right, let's move on then.
Yeah, so this all the segment did is it set up a feud between the American top team and Inner Circle, where Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page will continue to lose, which is unfortunate. But at least they're gonna have a match.
I hope you're wrong.
Oh, it is Inner Circle. I think they're the Pinnacle. I thought
but at least they're gonna have matches though, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's true.
So the next thing we had a quick backstage segment with the Gun Club, and I thought this was actually really interesting, only because they've said like so many times in AEW that like wins and losses matter, and finally someone said it. If wins and losses matter, we're undefeated. Why don't we get anything? Fantastic point. Like, why not?
This is harmless. This was good.
And I love that they didn't mention, hey, us three as a trio are undefeated. Like, these two people are undefeated. This combination's undefeated. We're undefeated all around. And like, where did Paul White go? Did he like QT Marshall go out with the gun and shoot him? Because like he has TV since all out.
This was better than it should have been, to be honest.
So this was better, but I still think that the Paul White beatdown made no sense so far. Hopefully they can fix that, but like it doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, after this, I think I pieced together that it wasn't so much that they have an issue with Paul White. It's more just like this is how they're gonna. That was just them turning heel so that they can have with the motivation. We're not getting. Yeah, I think their motivation behind the heel turn wasn't we hate Paul White. It was more we're sick and tired of like being nice and waiting around for opportunity. Now we're gonna take it. It was very weird way to do it, but I think that's all it was. I doubt we're going to get any resolution between Billy Gunn and Paul White.
Probably not. Eric, you didn't watch you said you skipped some of the show. Do you want me to take
I caught the next match.
Okay.
But that's when I had to stop watching. And it was a Jade Cargill versus Layla Hirsch. It was her most competitive match in AEW. Fine, she wins. She's still undefeated. She's super green, so it was not a great match, but
I think it was.
I didn't have much of a problem with it because it was probably her best singles match because Layla Hirsch did a good job kind of leading her, but she still has very obvious limitations in the ring, so they still can't really do too much with her. So I thought it was uninspiring but fine.
She has a really good look. Like it's crazy. Jade Cargill looks great. I feel like Layla Hirsch did a great job highlighting some of her strong points other than her weaknesses. I'm really excited to see the progress of Jade Cargill. I feel like she could be somebody we could talk about being like a top 10 wrestler in like 2 years, to be honest.
Top 10, like
yeah.
My only worry is
that's a hot take.
I don't want to spend a segment on it.
My only worry with kind of the evolution of Jade Cargill as a wrestler is that the AEW training program, to my knowledge, is just the Nightmare Factory, Cody's wrestling school, and no disrespect to any of those people, I don't know if she's getting the top quality training because
Dustin is pretty top quality.
Dustin, but obviously, like these people are all like the people that are involved in it are all like they travel to do shows. They're not Like Cody's never around. QT
Yes, they
Marshall's
have
not
a
even.
lot of like backstage presence.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like Dean
I'm sure.
Malenko, you have.
I'm sure they have good people. My thing is like it's still. I think the Nightmare Factor. I'm pretty sure is like a fairly new school.
Yes.
So I just don't, and like I don't think that. So like that, I don't have a track record to look at where like you look at like the Heart Dungeon and you look at all the people that came out of there. You look at the WWE Performance Center, all the people that came out of there. We don't have that yet with the Nightmare Factor. That's why I'm saying I'm a little bit worried that she's not going to be getting the top quality training to really unlock all her potential.
Well, yeah, AEW is.
But we'll see. We'll see.
AEW is still working.
I didn't watch this match. I was taking a shower. So no offense, because I knew it was going to be a squash. I think Jade Cargill is going to be good, but like at some point it's going to be like there's nobody left in the division for her to squash,
and then she's going to move up.
She's going to actually have to do a match, and then like I guess what are you building her towards? Because Britt Baker's a heel.
I'm sure Britt Baker will have.
Maybe.
I'm sure Thunder Rosa will have it by then, to be honest. If anything, or somebody else. But I think that's long. I think it's a little long term in a way, like a year and a half, maybe something like that.
No.
All right then. Ari, do you want me to take over from here?
Because I'm not going to know anything until the main event.
Okay, so next we have
the Undertaker showed up.
The Andrade El Idolo promo. He just talked about things that happened on Rampage. Him turning it, Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero, not Hoovy. Or other Guerreros.
I figure
Chavo. And he just talked about that he's the head guy, and Chavo wasn't the one running it. He was, and he just explained.
Did he say? So I didn't catch this one. Did he say he was the head guy?
Something like that. I have to rewatch. He said it in Spanish, so it's kind of. So I had to read subtitles.
Referring to the head of the table. It's interesting.
Something like that, but I really liked it. It was short. It was quick. It was. Not meaningless, but it was what's the word?
Wait, so was there was someone that talked in English, correct? Or no?
No, it was just subtitles.
Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't do it for me. If you're gonna be a top star, someone needs to talk English. I'm sorry.
He doesn't like subtitles. I don't mind subtitles. Anyway,
I mean, no, if you're cutting a promo and you're someone.
It wasn't a
promo. I read subtitles for a promo.
It was a promo package. I should have reworded it. Okay,
but I'm just saying that I don't know. I guess Ric Flair is probably going to come down the line soon.
We'll see what happens, but it was a good package. I'll give AEW to that.
Woo!
All right, then Team Taz attacked Mr. CM Punk.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did see this.
Interesting.
So, first off, I read a tweet that made no sense to me. They said, "Wow, CM Punk really putting over Team Taz." I'm like, what do you mean putting him over? Hook, I don't know. Does Hook wrestle? Like I've never seen.
Did Hook not do anything again?
No, Hook did. Hook put him in like the sleeper, the dragon sleeper or something like that.
Who wrestle?
The dragon sleeper.
The dragon sleeper wrestle.
He has to be. He has to be training.
Who, Taz?
No! I was talking about Hook.
Hook? Who?
Taz's son. He's the guy in Team Taz that does nothing.
Yeah.
That's Taz's son. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does something.
But Hobbs looked good here. He had weird singlet on. I don't know what the singlet said, but I feel like I thought it said FTR for a second, but I probably read it wrong, or FTU.
It probably said FTW.
Yeah, that's a champion. That's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that made up
championship. Hobbs looks strong, but this is just another case of CM Punk is going to bury another talent when it comes down to it.
I'm gonna bury you.
Know what? There's no way Hobbs is being.
I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna defend.
Darby got buried.
Dom, I got you. I'm gonna defend this a little bit. If Punk can do for Hobbs or whoever on Team Taz that he faces, if he can do for that guy what he did for Darby, I'm fine with it because Darby lost, but even I admitted that Darby was a good opponent because Darby came out looking better. If Punk can do that, I don't care if he wins.
And we had that argument for weeks now.
Is Hobbs that good that he can hold his own in the match?
But CM Punk is good enough to do something like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Is it? Yes, he is.
We'll see.
He is.
We'll see
you better stop disrespecting.
Darby Allin. So you're saying? Wait. No. Is Darby Allin? Who's my wrestler? Darby Allin or Hobbs?
Probably Darby, honestly.
Darby.
I'm surprised it took you guys that long to.
Hobbs,
I don't think it's really.
Hobbs is super green.
Yeah, so like I see
Punk
Punk's
is
good.
bad.
I don't know. It'll be a second. No,
Okay,
actually,
let me.
Who's he gonna wrestle on Rampage?
Who?
They didn't say yet.
I don't know yet.
I don't see it
we just finished the show. Like you expect me to know all of this?
No, but like, who are they gonna put him against? Probably
Somebody from
not probably from 2.0 because fucking they own Tony
We'll
Khan.
see. We'll see. We'll see.
Daniel Garcia.
Hey, Daniel Garcia, we love him.
Their favorite guy to just kind of throw in
Friend
every
of the
week.
show. All right, that's
And I will say about this one more. Hobbs, like, it looked like CM Punk was hurt. It looked like I'm just throwing him.
It looked
around,
rough. It looked rough.
Yeah, it looked rough.
Like, what did he do? I didn't see what
He slammed him through like right beside the table, I believe.
Yeah, the table
beside the table.
Yeah,
Not even
through
through the table.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow.
find you. Hey Cody, do you want to talk about this? Sean Spears, and also get the picture.
Oh yeah. I do have a complaint about Sean Spears. The chair, man, is the stupidest gimmick I've ever seen. Just so Sean Spears hits Cody Rhodes with a chair really hard on accident because he messes up, and now
hard ways him on accident.
Now that's his gimmick. That's so dumb.
Did you see there was like a charity softball game that Sean Spears did, and instead of using a bat, he used a chair? I was like, what the fuck is this?
So I will give Sean Spears credit. He is a way better wrestler than I thought he was. And well, I didn't really. He wasn't really on SmackDown, but he's also gotten like 10 times bigger since he was Ty Dillinger. Man, a little roids going on, you know what I'm saying?
He's probably benefiting from. He's probably one of the beneficiaries of probably a more lax substance abuse policy.
Yeah. So I've watched 2 matches from him. I've enjoyed both, really, honestly. He's a pretty decent wrestler. Darby Allin is a better wrestler than I thought he was in the beginning. I didn't understand the little angle where like Sean Spears grabbed like a what do you even call a face cloth, wetted it, and like wiped off the paint on Darby Allin's face.
I like that.
Yeah, I feel like I would enjoy that, if I'm being honest.
There's probably some sort of symbolic thing they're going to touch on.
It is. I mean, like, think about it. That's their mask. In terms, it's not as symbolic as somebody like a luchador, but that's like their quintessential mask. That's their identity, and you wiping that away from them, that means a lot to them. Do you get that, or do you just fly over your head?
I get it. I just don't know that's accurate.
What do you mean it's not accurate? What do you think it is?
I'm going to agree and disagree because I don't necessarily think face paint is that like. I don't think wiping off someone's face paint is that big a deal, but I think with Darby's character, I feel like what they were going for, and I think this is good if this is what they were going for, except they need to explain it more beforehand so it makes sense to the viewers. It's something like because Darby's character is very like brooding, obviously. So I think this might have been something like your face paint is what hides, like kind of like what hides your true like identity. Like you hide behind like this is like your false persona of this guy who's impervious.
It's his identity, yeah.
I'm wiping that. Yeah, I think I want to. Great, I didn't watch the match. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I missed most of the second hour, so I can't say any certainties. I'm just saying if I would like to think that's what they might have been going for, but I could be wrong.
What was the finish of this match? I forgot. Was it interference or was it after?
Afterwards. Oh yeah. By the way, we talked. Sorry about that.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was afterwards. I'm pretty sure because Darby hit the coffin drop and won.
Oh, okay. So I seen him. I forgot if he got the pin or not. And then FTR comes out and attacks Darby Allin and Sting. Tully Blanchard comes out with a steel chair, hits Sting. Sting no-sells it, and then Sting no-sells it. Why
does he no-sell it? He's 62.
No, FTR.
Sell something for God's sake. When a 62-year-old no-sells, it's a very slow game.
He no-sold the chair shot from Tully Blanchard.
But that's Tully. Tully's like an old man.
Okay, never mind. If it's from Tully, it's a little worse. Tully's also.
No, it's still chair.
It's an old man
Yeah, I was gonna say,
chair.
like, still
John, how about
Sting. You're
this? John,
60.
how about this?
What's,
Come to
I'm looking up his age.
Massachusetts.
I'm looking up his age.
My grandpa will slap you in the head with a steel
I
chair.
don't know your grandpa. So.
It'll hurt. He's 85 years
You
old.
say
It'll hurt.
smack me on the head? That's not the same thing. Then
I mean, yeah. Well, your head's big. You probably won't.
Yeah, Sting.
No.
Sting. If you're watching, you're 62 years old. Sell something, or else you're burying
anyways,
everybody.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Sting is actually a big fan of wrestling.
he is a big fan of WrestlePoint. FTR came out and then hit their what was the move?
Was it their finisher thing?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Like the flapjack code breaker.
It was like a pile driver, like a goal. Like
I forget what that's called. I think it's just called like the spike pile driver or something. I don't
something like that. That's what they hit on.
I think it's a horseman thing.
Yeah, that's what they hit on Sting, and then they also wiped his makeup clean.
Okay, then that's a little much. That's kind of.
Oh, did it?
Yes, you missed it. You weren't.
I missed it.
Okay, then that's.
Did you take a potty break? Anyways,
Sting on this the whole Tully and Sting thing is very uninteresting to me. If I'm being honest.
I'm pretty sure it's a pop for old fans. It's a like they have history apparently. I don't know. I'm not that old, so. Anyways, let's move on to something that was something we have seen before.
I'm bummed that I missed this. I'm bummed.
No, it shouldn't be because it wasn't anything special. I'm sorry.
It was good.
Cody, you need to stop.
I don't want to hear that shit. It was good.
See, this is interesting because now we're venturing into the territory where Bryan Danielson's Cody's favorite wrestler. So now we're getting the territory of now Cody's going to get triggered like Dom does whenever we say anything about CM Punk.
No. This was good. Eric, you need to watch it, and you tell us once you watch it.
I didn't say it was good. You didn't let me finish my point. I'm just saying.
You said he didn't miss anything, and it was a good promo. So
you didn't miss anything because he repeated exactly the same thing he said last week. And don't say he didn't.
No, he didn't.
My God, he need to stop. Oh my! I must message him. Hey, I'm not going to message.
I love not being a part of the arguing.
Bryan Danielson swore like 3 times. He didn't say the same thing.
Oh my God! Look, even Eric knows. Like, oh no.
Eric, no. I'm not going to talk about this because Eric, once you watch it, you'll be like,
I'll watch it.
Eric,
I'll watch it. But you guys know my opinion of wrestlers cursing.
So basically, yeah, they swore a lot in this segment for some reason. Basically, Don Callis and Kenny Mayne came out after Bryan Danielson. I'm going to say Daniel Bryan like 1,000 times.
Bryan Danielson, come on.
I just can't stop it.
You WWE mark.
Fuck you. Yeah, Punk was the worst wrestler on this card tonight.
Excuse me?
The worst wrestler on this card tonight.
Who?
CM Punk.
You didn't get. Can I kick you out of here? Kick from Scoot. I'm gonna say something like that again.
I mean, it's true.
Let's keep it rolling, guys.
So basically, what he said he doesn't want. Well, they showed the package from what was it, last week's Rampage, which was pretty dumb. But he came out. Don Callis and Omega are out there. He challenges to a fight. He says this isn't about the title. I just want to see how good you actually are. Which is I don't know how I like it. I just like Dom pointed this out in the chat. Like, I'm not sure this is a great first match for Bryan Danielson, just because it's either going to end in a DQ interference, or your champion kind of looks weak, or Bryan Danielson loses on his first night.
Is it going to be for the title? Has it become?
No, it's non-title.
Okay.
So I can see Kenny actually losing this.
Yeah, if it's non-title, I can see it losing. Eric, you're gonna like this segment because Kenny wasn't goofy.
Kenny was very well. First, he was goofy, and then he said, Bryan Danielson made it clear. He said, he said twice, Don Callis, shut the fuck up. I'm talking to Kenny.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to you. No, I think he said something piece of shit or something.
He said something like that.
That's their favorite word, piece of shit.
So he said.
Did he call him a carny piece of shit?
No, that's what Don Callis called Brian. He called Brian that.
I'm sure they said something about it in commentary.
So
they're abusing the term carny piece of shit. They really are. They've said it 10 times this month.
Bryan Danielson makes a point that he wants the what do you say, the bout machine. He doesn't want the guy that's goofy. He wants the belt machine.
Yeah.
And then Kenny's like, okay, my answer is yes. And then
Oh, this is sounding like a pretty good segment.
it's very hard to describe a promo. Like,
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
You just have to watch.
I'll watch it. I'll let you guys know.
Let's move on.
And I think if we don't get a stupid DQ or something, I think this is going to be.
We do.
It's gonna be good anyways.
My guess would be Bryan Danielson's like about to get him in the crossface and then causes DQ. Because because Kenny's not going to lose clean, and I don't think Bryan Danielson's going to lose clean. And Kenny's not tapping out. Kenny is not tapping out.
Well, he's not going to tap out, but
he's not tapping out.
But didn't he lose clean to Christian?
That was for the Impact World Championship. I think they're viewing that.
And it wasn't clean.
That's the point. He just lost a few weeks ago. He's not going to lose again.
Yeah,
I'd be very surprised. I won't say he won't. I'll say very surprised.
And let's move on because we're already at an hour. And I want to go to bed sometime. Miro had a promo, and he basically called out. Well, he was talking about Fuego de Soy challenging him and telling him, "Oh, you didn't learn a lesson. You don't, basically making a reference of you don't bite the hand that feeds you." And he's gonna teach him up. He's gonna punish him apparently. Pretty much saying Miro will squash him. Hopefully that is true. I want Miro in a better feud. Why can't that happen? And that's why I say Miro's gonna hold on and squash until the end of the year because they're not putting him with anybody right now.
Why he didn't squash Eddie Kingston?
Okay,
that was a pay-per-view match. That's
we still didn't squash him.
He's not gonna have like a competitive. Because would you call the Eddie Kingston thing competitive?
I think it was competitive. I think it was more
competitive.
Maybe I have to. Well, then again, to my fairness, my stream cut out while I was watching it, so I couldn't watch half of it. So maybe it was, but he's gonna look pretty dominant until the end of the year.
I just think that this is a pointless promo.
Yeah, whatever. Then Matt Hardy promo.
Can I start? Even though I didn't watch it, can I start by saying I don't care what happened at all because it's Matt Hardy?
I laughed during this promo. And Orange Cassidy, you broke my nose, and nobody breaks Matt. What was his nickname? Matt.
Big Money Matt Hardy.
Big Money Matt Hardy.
Big Matt Hardy's nose, and that's what that was basically.
I just fucking laugh when Matt Hardy says he's gonna shave his head, so he's gonna have an orange egghead.
All right, move on.
That shit was hilarious. I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to say one more thing. I don't fucking care about either of these guys.
You just wasted 10 seconds. Come on, Eric. We had the Eddie King. I'm just saying Kingston.
This was the main event.
Yeah, this was the main event for tonight.
Oh,
so I actually did. I tuned in. I was able to tune in for this, but only for the last 3 minutes. So I really didn't see any of the build up or anything.
Okay, I think that we can just watch that then. Let's just talk about the last 3 minutes then.
There was no build up.
Yeah, there was no build up.
Was it just a classic Moxley brawling?
They didn't start it until at 9:54.
Yeah,
so
it was really that quick. It was really that quick a match.
Yeah, I mean 2.0 got to main event spot. Be happy for them.
Can I say something? This is the only thing I'll say about this match. First off, I have two things. This match sucked, like most of Jon Moxley matches. Second off, does 2.0 are they like the stepdads of Tony Khan? they must have something over Tony Khan. And Tony Khan keeps putting them in the main event each
year. They should put it in the title main event.
You know what I think it is? They I believe came from NXT.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that they're putting way too much stock in the fact they're from NXT and think that they're going to be over with the fans.
Oh, by the way, the 2.0 won the Being the Lead Championship.
The what?
The Being the Lead Championship.
The hell is that?
It's like the 24/7 champion.
No, it's just a championship on Being the Lead.
So it's a stupid self-indulgent Young Bucks thing.
Tony Khan needs to get whatever blackmail they have on him, and they have to squash it because I'm sick and tired of seeing these guys.
No, I like 2.0. They need to be they should have been against the Lucha Bros and have them being squashed. I'm sorry.
How do you like 2.0?
They're funny.
They're so uninteresting.
They're funny.
Okay, they're funny, yeah, but this does not deserve a main event spot.
I
being
agree
fun.
with. No, I'm not saying they deserve
If
a main
R-Truth
event.
was in the main, actually, you probably like that. If R-Truth was in the
I
main
would.
event.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying they deserve a main event spot. I feel like if there would be a better there would be a good replacement for the Butcher and the Blade against
But
Lucha
that's my
Bros.
major gripe, that they're in the main event almost every other show. Like
I'm just.
the last like 2 Rampagers I watched, 2.0 was in the main event.
So
I
maybe
didn't watch last week, by the way.
they didn't have any main event like matches, did they? I guess the Adam Cole, Frankie.
I'm trying to think of someone that like compares to them, like a tag team in WWE, but I can't even think of one.
There's no comparison. No one's as good. All right. So Kingston Moxley won, and then you heard Kazunare, Minoru Suzuki come out. They actually let them finish the theme song. Thank God, because a lot of people were pissed on Twitter.
It took the guy 35 minutes to get down to the ring.
I don't care. I mean, it's the theme's that's how long it takes. It takes like 30, 40 seconds. But people were pissed on Twitter when they didn't let him finish the theme song. And he came out, beat up Moxley. Then Lance Archer came. They're part of the Suzuki-gun, part of New Japan. And then they brawled to the stands. Anything you guys think about that?
This might have been the most boring brawl I've ever seen.
I'll say I can't wait for Suzuki-gun to be buried by the most boring wrestler in the world, Jon Moxley.
I want to just say this about Suzuki-gun. I don't know if they're going to go all in on it. Because if they do, then they don't have to write Suzuki-gun members. Eric, you know which ones they need to have? They need to have El Desperado and Zack Sabre Jr. Those guys are class. Like
okay, Dom, I don't know anything about New Japan, but you're not wasting Zack Sabre Jr. on Jon Moxley. Please, no. If he's coming to AEW, he better be wrestling like Bryan Danielson or Kenny Omega.
And if he is wrestling Jon Moxley, he better fucking not lose, because that's a fucking joke.
Not.
That's a joke. See, I know he would. That's the problem. That's the problem, is he would lose because it's Moxley.
Same with El Desperado.
And because can I make a hot take? Can I make a really hot take right now?
Hot take. Do the hot take button.
This is El Desperado.
Not him. That's not the hot take button. There you go.
Hold on, my audio is. Can you guys hear me? My audio is.
You're good.
Okay.
Oh,
hot take. Jon Moxley's only as over as he is because he came from WWE. If he came from anywhere else, he wouldn't be that over.
I mean, you can say a lot about.
Or if he stayed in, or if he stayed in WWE, he wouldn't be this over still in WWE. I think the big appeal that people have with him is because he came from WWE, and that's it. Because I refuse to believe anyone enjoys his matches.
But you can say that about a lot of guys, though. That's the problem. Can't you? You can't say that about a lot of guys, right? No? Hello?
Yeah.
So my audio.
So I don't even think he was over in WWE. I think he was only over in the Shield. I think the only way he was over at the end of his run was with the Shield.
He was pretty over as a WWE champion.
2016. I knew you were gonna say it. You loved the SmackDown.
SmackDown's 2016 was great. You need to stop.
When Moxley left WWE, when he came back as a heel, no one gave two shits. It was cool when he came back. Still, over wrestlers stay over with bad gimmicks. Look at the New Day.
No, you better stop. Oh my god.
In our truth. R-Truth.
Okay, Eric, you're just having bad takes. Here, this is your cold takes. This is you right now.
No, I refer. Dean Ambrose is good. No, Jon Moxley sucks.
Any closing hot? Cody, you said you had a hot take for the end of the show. You want to get it out now?
Did I?
You did.
What's my hot take?
I don't know. You you said you have some hot takes.
I mean, I feel like
now it's the time to get them out.
I don't have like two. I have it's not a hot take, but where was Britt Baker on the show?
Good point.
Becky Lynch doesn't miss SmackDowns when she's on because.
Oh my god. Okay. We're done for tonight.
I'm saying your champion is nowhere to be found. And
I agree.
This is Eric left. Oh
yeah.
Well,
we'll finish it.
People shit on WWE for having no women's matches, but you're the biggest star in AEW. She's nowhere to be found.
I mean, I haven't been shitting on them recently because they had 4 women's matches on Monday, so Anyways, let's finish it out.
Most of them were all terrible. So
Let's finish it out.
I have nothing. I have nothing. We are back Saturday. I'm very excited for SmackDown. Very, very, very excited for SmackDown. And I think we might do a prediction. If I was going to go over the card so far for Oh, he's back.
I didn't. I lagged out. I didn't like just.
Yeah,
do you guys want me to go over the cards for Dynamite next week while we're here?
Sure. I actually don't, because I think a lot of the matches got announced when I wasn't watching, so I don't really know what the card is.
Fuck it, let's do it. Go ahead. I'm tired though. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black, CM Punk live interview. MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr., Eddie Kingston and John Moxley versus Lance Archer and Suzuki, Britt Baker versus Ruby for the championship, FTR versus Darby Allin and Sting. So it's not Sean Spears.
And it's not, and then they're gonna have Ortiz and Santino anymore.
And then Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. And then Rampage is Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage, Jurassic Express. Oh, CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs is on Rampage.
Oh.
And then Chris Jericho and Jack Hager versus the Men of the Year.
I'm happy that Hager's having a match. I'm excited for it, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited for the Bryan Danielson versus. I suggested doing a live reaction for that match because I think it's gonna be very good. So,
I just want to get your guys' thoughts on this show. Obviously, we're excited for next week. What do you guys think of this, just in general, for closing out?
For me, it's hard for me to really to say like fully what I thought of the show because I didn't see half of it and I missed. Obviously, I missed the Danielson stuff. I missed most of the main event. I can only say on the stuff that I saw and on the stuff I saw, I was very underwhelmed. But again, it sounds like I missed a lot of the good stuff.
My final thought is I can't wait to watch a good wrestling show on Friday night on SmackDown.
That's disrespectful. I'm just gonna say the show wasn't bad. It wasn't great either. Obviously, it's going to be overshadowed with Friday night. I don't know if it's better than Monday because even though Monday was a lot of good stuff, there was a lot of bad stuff. Oof. But overall, the show served its purpose to progress the story heading into next week, which is what we're actually excited about. So, yeah.
I'll leave us with this, Dom. You can end the live after I say this.
I will.
It's not AEW. NXT 2.0 sucks.
Okay, and we'll leave it off on that. Good night, everyone.